Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another early morning video. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at Celsius. Now, obviously, unless you've been living under a rock, we all know that they've frozen withdrawals. There's clearly some sort of issue surrounding being able to fulfill withdrawals, so maybe a liquidity issue. Nobody from Celsius has really made a comment as to what the situation really is. Now, I do need to obviously bring it to people's attention that, ultimately, if I get to the right page here, ultimately we need to understand all of the risks associated with where we store our crypto, right? And we always talk about, if it's not your keys, it's not your crypto. Don't leave your crypto on exchanges. Obviously, we probably haven't said lending platforms. We kind of probably thought that was quite obvious. But, it's really important that we understand the risks right now. In the event that Celsius becomes bankrupt, enters, liquidation, or otherwise unable to repay its obligations, any eligible digital asset used in the earn service or collateral under the borrow service may not be recoverable, and you may not have any legal remedies or rights in connection with Celsius obligations to you other than your rights as a creditor of Celsius under any applicable laws. And I think, this is buried obviously within the terms and conditions of many different platforms, right? There are exchanges articulating that they've got insurance in place when I know for a fact they haven't. These things are things that you need to be aware of, right? Going into to cryptocurrency, I think it's really important. And this is why we say, you should always use a hardware wallet, for example, and keep your crypto safe. So, if you enjoy this sort of content, before we sort of get into the bulk of it, do mash up that like button. It really does support the channel, helps push out the content to like-minded individuals. Let's see if we can get 1,000 likes. I don't think we've actually managed to do it. So, please help us out. Show us some appreciation. Let's see if we can get 1,000 likes for this video. And if you haven't already, subscribe. We are, proactive. We talk about the good and the bad in, a way that we're trying to keep people safe when navigating the space. So if you want to be part of that and want to be kept up to date with all the crypto news and everything that's happening, the hidden gems that we highlight, and we've got a fantastic track record of that, then subscribe, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. So without further ado, I guess, let's get down to the desktop and have a look at everything related to cryptocurrency and Celsius. So we're going to start on coin market cap, and total market cap of crypto is at 900 billion now, almost back up to 1 trillion. We're getting there. Bitcoin at $21,500. One thing that I would say is I am expecting lower lows, so no FOMOing in. Make sure that you're utilizing Elliott wave theory, technical analysis, and all those wonderful tools. Do jump in our Discord. It's free to join, link in the description. Over 3,500 people talking about crypto 24/7, and our Patreon membership as well. We have a whole team of technical analysts that will do technical analysis, Elliott wave theory, at request. So, again, just one perk of many, including private sale access, 2 weekly AMAs with Nick and myself, and we often jump in and chat with our members on a regular basis. So do check that out if that is of interest. Now, what I'll do before I sort of go into Celsius in more detail is I will just drop an advert for the hardware wallet, right? And this has a link in the description of the video.
Okay, it's that point in the video where we want to talk about being safe in the crypto space. We see a lot of scam activity and want to ensure our cheeky community are as safe as possible and prevent anyone from losing their crypto. There are many different scams in this space, but one of the most common and easy to avoid are those hacked wallets and exchanges being hacked themselves. This is where hardware wallets come in. When it comes to choosing a crypto wallet, there is no perfect solution. And no matter which kind of wallet you do choose, if you don't understand the basics of security, you can still become a target of bad actors. Now, like I said, we like hardware wallets because they minimize the risks that we cannot control, such as major data breaches at cryptocurrency exchanges or malware that exploits the zero-day vulnerabilities in mobile and desktop operating systems. To be clear though, hardware wallets are not perfectly safe. They will give you an added level of security and protection though. We do like to use the Ledger devices. We have Ledger Nano S and X on this channel, and these are for a good bang for your buck when it comes to keeping your crypto safe and secure. There are two models, the Ledger Nano X and the Ledger Nano S. The X uses Bluetooth and can be used with your mobile, where the Ledger Nano S, it does require you to actually plug it into a laptop. Those are the two main versions, and we actually use both of them as some cryptocurrencies only work with the Ledger Nano S currently. The Ledger Nano S is smaller, however, with a limit on the amount of different coins that you can hold, whereas the Ledger Nano X can hold up to 100 different cryptocurrencies. You often find yourself having a trade-off between the kind of hardware wallet that you want to buy and obviously the ones that do everything you absolutely need them to do. Now, when it comes to cost and availability, I do find that Ledger is a little bit easier to kind of come by and is more affordable to the everyday individual and investor. When it comes to buying a hardware wallet, we do suggest you research the different types and brands, and I cannot stress this part enough. Only order directly from the manufacturer, as there are many fake hardware wallets out there. If you are interested in a hardware wallet, there is a link to Ledger's official website in the description below. You will be able to find out more details about how to keep your crypto safe there. Guys, let's continue with the video.
Okay, so let's have a look at Celsius. It's up 17.37% at 0.6486, ranked 138th by market cap. Now, obviously, you know, it's had its big dip and it's pulled back. I would still be very cautious. We don't know if this is just manipulation or whether, you know, the price is bouncing back because insiders know something we don't, and maybe Celsius are going to be okay. I guess that could potentially be wishful thinking, and it's more likely to be manipulation. So just be cautious there. Other things to highlight is the moon loses 200 million after Celsius halts withdrawals. I think it's too early to say that, you know, anybody's lost any money. You know, it's locked at the moment. Nobody really knows what's going on. But the moon, seems to be having an awful lot of losses recently, losing out heavily with Luna and potentially losing out if Celsius goes under as well. Not having a good time of it. And ultimately, you know, it's one of those things, right? You've got to understand the risks. And this is why I keep saying, you know, understand the risks. You know, when you're putting your crypto in a place that, you know, you need to understand that, you know, nobody's got your best interest at heart, really. Like, let's be honest, these companies, they don't really care about us. They care about the bottom line, the money, and that is about it, right? So one thing I will get into, right, is there is somebody here on Twitter that's basically said if you have under $10,000 to $25,000 on Celsius or any other crypto exchange that has frozen funds, is a step-by-step guide to get your money back ahead of everyone else using the law. And basically what he's saying is they haven't filed for bankruptcy yet, so you can go through the small claims court, and typically that takes 1 to 2 months, and it can be dragged out longer, but ultimately to file a lawsuit you have to, you know, write a demanding letter, you know, saying how much you owed, why you think you owed the money, and for Celsius specifically, you should send it and mail it, and obviously get, you know, proof of delivery, and you know they've got the American address. I'll link this in our Discord for anybody that's interested. I will see if I can dig out the UK address as well. After 10 days, inevitably they don't respond. You will win your court case, and then it's just really a case of, you know, chasing up the money, right, and trying to get that back. But this is all on the basis that they don't respond, right? And ultimately, I've already showed you the terms and conditions, which would basically mean that you're not entitled to anything. So it will only work if they don't respond, and chances are they're really busy and they won't. And I guess, you know, BitBoy here is obviously got money, or potentially, in, you know, perceptionally, I look at this and I think he's got money tied up in Celsius. He doesn't seem like a happy bunny right now, talking about, you know, the fact that they're a scam and all this sort of, you know, stuff. Can't figure out whether there's any difference between Celsius and BitConnect. Today he's going to be processing a class action lawsuit against Celsius Network and Alex himself. More details to come in the coming days. Now, one thing to highlight, I guess, is that Celsius have been sort of caught up in the whole Luna losses. They were also caught up in 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪, where they lost, I think, 54 million worth of Bitcoin. You know, the list goes on, right? So, you know, again, I'll link these in the Discord. So if you're interested, link to the Discord is below. Now, one thing that does sort of bring me with a little bit of confidence is Celsius is hiring restructuring lawyers as the problems mount, right? Is kind of how they've articulated it. I will link this in the Discord as well. But ultimately, you know, I think if they're looking to do restructuring, I think that's potentially a positive. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are in the comments below. Again, I'll link these in our Discord. But ultimately, you know, nobody knows whether, you know, Celsius are in a good or a bad position currently, right? All we know is that, you know, they have been struggling because there's potentially been like a run on the bank, which is Celsius, although they don't claim to be a bank. You know, and people have been trying to withdraw. Now, a lot of it's, you know, tied up in staking and stuff like that, right? And obviously, the token that they use to represent the ETH staked, so staked ETH, has reduced in price, you know, compared to ETH itself. So if they do sell that, then it's at a loss, and obviously that's probably where the problem comes in. But I'm just guessing. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. Obviously, you know, you've got, you know, these other influencers talking about contacting Celsius. I have a senior contact at Celsius who I've reached out to. If I hear anything back and I'm allowed to share it, then I will do so. You know, I don't know whether I'll even hear back, but I have met a senior you know, employee at Celsius in London less than a year ago. We've, you know, chatted a few times. Never know, we might hear something back. Whether it's good or bad, who knows. I hope today's video was useful, informative, and you found it useful in some way. If you did, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notification so you never miss a video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.